question for both of you. When you first got onto the scene and realized that you'd be working together, what was your first impression of each other?
You want to go first?
I remember thinking, wow, this is an actor. Like, I had come down to Los Angeles not expecting to meet an actor. I just expected to meet a lot of people that wanted to be stars, and there's kind of a difference. And did we rehearse before we went in?
No, no, we didn't at all. It just was, yeah, sort of off.
And we just started playing in front of the producers, and it was, there's a sense when you're with another actor, there's a sense of tennis where I throw the ball to you and you throw it back at me, and I might throw it at you like kindly and you don't take it so well, and bam, smack you back in the face with the ball, and I say, well, fine, and I throw it back, and there's like a subtle little back and forth that happens, and we were doing that, and I was like, man, this is fun. And my only other thought was, I hope she likes me, because I'm only here as her boy toy. So if this actress likes to play, then I might get the role. So yeah.
It was interesting because they had cast me and they brought in their final choices for Spike, and James was one of the actors that came in, and immediately we just had an incredible acting chemistry. And it was like that. Just having fun. We sort of just, the scene took shape and went in places that I don't think either of us planned, out of the moment of what was happening. For instance, we were reading, he was reading from School Hard, and it was the episode with the scene with the Anointed One. And in his audition, we literally had this moment where we just sort of, our heads rested, and then we kind of remembered, oh yeah, we're talking to the Anointed One. It turned out, yeah. And it's the moment that they kept it in the scene, and they used it actually as a promo for introducing our characters. And on the commercial, it had our faces turn out, and it said, "Evil has a few new faces," and welcome to Sunnydale. And so basically, and that really did come out of a moment that just sort of happened between the two of us, and working together for the whole time that we did on the show. It always was like that, and we would. Very often get together and rehearse and come up with things and then bring them in, but the rehearsals were always very free and very really just comfortable between Spike and Drew. All this sort of riches would come out.
Yeah, I was so thankful to have, like, for my first big job in LA, to be with another actor who's an actor, because I came from theater and I was like, oh, I'm home. Now I know what to do. I don't feel like I'm a fish out of water anymore. I'm just at work again. Okay, cool.
It was great, and it really was. And I remember one of the first times when James and I got together to rehearse, I was like, okay, so we've been together 200 years, so we have to be physically comfortable with each other, you know, so feel free within the scenes to touch wherever you want, whenever you want. Like, I'll go with you, because we can't be, it can't be like, oh, you know, hi, I've known you for 200 years, but I'm afraid to touch you. So yeah, so we right away sort of had a freedom, you know, on camera that yes. I think translated with the characters.
Yes. And I had a girlfriend at the time who got, remember Liz?
Liz, yeah.
She got so jealous of you.
I never knew that till afterwards.
Oh my God! She just, because we were very friendly. Like we were very professional. I think you were with somebody, I was with somebody. We never bumped boots or anything in real life.
We did.
But we, you know.
Although it says we did on the web. Yeah.
We had fun, didn't we? And so Liz got jealous of us, and then she intimated that she had a crush on David Boreanaz to get me back, right? And so consequently, I hated David Boreanaz for years. And so when you see Spike and David and Angel on the screen, and it seems like Spike just hates that guy, that's why.
I didn't think she was uncomfortable at all.
Oh no, she was very insecure.
We'd all get together, and we had viewing parties all the second season. It was really fun, and we'd all get together. We'd come over mostly to my house and watch the episodes together and stuff. And she always seemed quite comfortable.
That was the moment that she freaked out. Was when like the scene was like playing, and you came over. It's like, remember that moment? They included that moment. Remember that? And it was just a little actor to actor thing. But she was like, what was that? And I got. What was that?
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my God. I was so talking about the scene.
We're not together anymore.
And then I just wanted to request one line. It's from the 5th season of Angel, when Angel and Spike are having an argument about astronauts versus cavemen. Can you say the line, if cavemen and astronauts got into a fight, who would win?
If caveman and astronauts got into a fight, who would win?
Thank
You're welcome.
The astronauts have weapons.
Well, I had a great improv in that, because he wanted us to improv in the background, and I was like to Dave, was like, look, astronauts would lose. They're very tiny, these astronauts. They pick the small ones for the program. They have to fit inside the capsule. Hey, man.
Hey. Okay, so I think you know how much Joss loves to recast his actors in his other works. So, if you had to pick between the Marvel Cinematic Universe or another Shakespeare adaptation at Joss's house, which would you pick and who would you like to play?
Can't we do both?
Yeah.
No, I'm presenting this as an option. Probably yes, but if you had to pick.
And it could be any Shakespeare?
Any Shakespeare at Joss's house.
I think that... God, man, who's the villain? Who's the villain?
I think I'd be Lady Anne. Lady Anne for me.
Yeah, Iago. I'd be Iago.
Or Lady Macbeth.
Yeah.
Or Lady Anne. One of those two.
I'd do Lady Anne.
I'd like to see that.
All right, thank you. You are theater people.
Oh, yeah.
In Buffy the Vampire Slayer, what was your favorite scene that you played in?
It's hard for me to pick a scene, but I do have 3 favorite episodes. I would say that my first favorite was the one where James and I were introduced School Hard, because it was our first episode, so it was really fun to step into that universe and be getting to come and play with Joss. And then I would say an episode called Surprise, where my character gets strong, and because I felt like Drew really got to spread her wings. And then on Angel, I would say Reunion, which was this episode where Julie and I teamed up, Darla, and ate all the lawyers.
There's so many, God, there's so many scenes that I might have been terrified about or had a really intense experience doing. And I think for me, one of the most intense experiences was when you came, I think it was Seeing Red, and I had to chip in, and you were talking me out like, that's not you, Spike. Those are just spiders in your brain. You don't understand. And pulling me back to myself. And I think that was one of the, because I spent a long time pining over Buffy and doing all this stuff, and you came back and was like, no, I just kick ass. And then like, it felt really good. And then when I kicked Angel's butt in the theater on Angel, that was, I gotta say, that was very satisfying.
I liked killing Kendra. I think that was, although shooting that sequence was kind of tricky because we had shot the confessional sequence the scene right before it, and I couldn't have the signature Drusilla manicure in the 1800s, and yet it played really strongly where it was going to show when I slit her throat with my nails. And so Todd McIntosh, who is the makeup artist, brilliant Emmy-winning makeup artist for our show and others, decided, he was like, oh, well, why don't we just do these kind of Lee press-on nails for that sequence? And so as we were rehearsing the fight sequence, first of all, I was in 4.5-inch heels, and then Bianca and I kept, trying to do by the numbers, and my nails kept going ding, 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 and flying off, and then we were running around and getting them and putting them back on, and then I'm trying to be tough and badass and ding, ding, and then then something happened too. We rehearsed it really, really by the numbers, and every time we rehearsed it, Bianca was supposed to kick me right around here, and she kicked me here, and it was great. The minute they yelled action, I don't know what happened. She seemed to get really excited, and the next thing I know, I see the boot coming, and I'm like, no, the mark, and all of a sudden, she like hits me so hard in the head with the first take, and of course one of the nails goes ding, and I'm like looking at her, I'm like, oh my god, and I literally, I think it's the take they used, because I grabbed her by the neck, and I made her focus on my eyes, and I backed her into the wall, and I was looking at her like, do not do that again. And we went through, we finished it, and of course I had a really bad concussion, and I didn't know, I'm such a girly girl, I didn't know that seeing stars is actually a thing that happens, that you see like white specks when you get hit in the head really hard. So anyway, it was a tricky scene to shoot for a lot of reasons, but it was actually a fun one too, besides the kick in the head.